Hey, what's up, everybody? Brendan Hayden. It's a Daily 18. Today, we're going to give you a little break from all that fitness stuff, and we're here with PGA Tour putting instructor Stephen Sweeney, and we're going to talk to you about some putting drills you can do at home, and then let you in a little bit on the science of putting. So, really good one, cool one today. Check it out. I'm out.
Hey, welcome to the Daily 18. My name is Stephen Sweeney. I'm a PGA Tour putting instructor, and today I want to help you understand why you miss these putts. So the first thing to understand is that the ball start direction is roughly 90% got to do with where your club face is pointing at the moment you hit the ball. So aim and club face at impact become hugely important in the putting stroke. What we're going to do today is go through some little drills with you that help you calibrate your putter to a square position and then help you work on keeping your putter in a square position through the putt, help you make a lot more putts and have a lot lower scores out on the golf course. Okay, to help us with the face angle, we've got a little drill set up with a half black, half white ball that's going to be very easy to align. We've got the putter that's calibrated to the Quintix system, which is going to give me a live feedback on my putter face at address. And then I've got a little gate set up, which is for indoor use, on the mat, on the line of my putt. So the idea is going to be to try and get an intermediate target that I can aim the putter at, and then start my ball on that intended putter line through good face control without manipulating the stroke at all. So we're going to go and give it a go here. So you'll hear an audio feedback from the Quintix system whenever I set the putter in. When it's silent, it's square. As I open it, there's a sharp beep. That means the putter's pointing to the right and to the left. So here I am now all squared up. I'm going to go ahead and make a stroke, try and start it through this gate. So, started my putt on line. The ball rolled pretty much end over end. It was a nice solid contact and got a nice straight putt going right at the hole. Homemade gates or anything like that. Simplest way is to get a couple of boxes of golf balls and you can do exactly the same drill. So I've got my start line here with the line on the mat. I'm going to replace the gate with 2 sleeves of golf balls that are just a little wider than a golf ball. Okay, so it's going to give me a little bit of room for error on my starting direction. Set my ball up on the position that I'm going to hit from. This is a lot narrower than the gates that I just used. And go ahead and try and start the putt on line with a nice square face. For anyone who's a Tiger fan, I've watched him growing up my entire life and idolized his putting stroke and how he putts. It's amazing when you look at his putter now that's 25 years old, that he's worn a little sweet spot into the same part of the putter that he continues to hit every single time. So the centerness of contact on a putter is important for 2 reasons. Direction, the ball will go offline if you miss the middle because the club will twist, and it also helps with distance control. If we're hitting it out of the middle, we will always get the consistent same distance of the putt relative to the speed of the putters moving. So I've got a little clip here that's a custom made clip for the putter. It's exactly the width of the golf ball where it would hit the face. If you don't have some of these clips or if you don't have the access to get them, a couple of little rubber bands going around the putter face and the entire putter, and just make them the width. Well, you can make them the width that you want to make them, and you might want to start a little wider and then work your way in as you get better and better and try and get that centerness of contact right out of the middle of the face. So I'm going to give it a go and see if I can get the putter contact right here in the middle of the sweet spot. So obviously we're talking here about centerness of contact, and as great as it is to do some drills to try and help you get that centerness of contact, if you're struggling with this, there's probably also a reason that you're struggling with it. So we've got a little training aid that's going to help you connect the arms and the body and the putter into one pendulum movement, and then hopefully that'll lead to a more consistent center of contact. So it's a couple of alignment rods that are tied together here. We're going to put them underneath the arms, and we're actually just going to start off with gripping them on the outside and just making a pendulum back and forward so that the swing of my arms, shoulders and torso all stay nice and connected back and through. The next step is going to be to set the putter in on top of those sticks, grip from underneath, and then keep that feel of connection back and through with the pendulum rods. So let's give it a go. No chance I hit the middle here.
And a donut with no hole. He's a Danish. He's a funny guy.
Okay, so we're moving along a little further to the next step. We've got the putter aimed properly at the middle of the hole, the intended start direction. We're returning the putter back to square so that the ball's starting on our intended start direction. We've got a centerness of contact that's going to help again the start direction, but also control the speed, basically the smash factor off our putt. The final thing before we get outside and get to green reading is going to be, how do we control the speed of the putt? How do we control the length of the putt? Well, quite simply, the first thing I always ask people to do is to take their wedge and hit some chip shots and some pitch shots and vary the length of those chip shots. Inevitably, what we're going to do is everyone's going to have a smaller swing for a smaller chip shot and a longer swing for a longer chip shot, so that we're not changing the force in the handle or the shaft to hit the ball different distances. We're simply keeping a constant pressure and force on the shaft and varying this length of the swing to vary the length of the shot. So the same principle we're going to take forward and use in the putting. So you've seen me use the alignment rods in some of the other drills that we've done. This is a great way to control putter length of swing back and through. So once you have your alignment rods, you're going to try and feel a little small pendulum with an even pace back and through. As you want to increase the length of your putts, all you're going to do is you're going to start to increase the length of that pendulum. You will notice that a lot of the movement then starts to come from the torso, the upper torso, as opposed to just the shoulder movement. Okay, so don't worry if you start to feel your rib cage start to move a little bit. It's totally normal. And then what I always want to see with all my players is that the length of backswing and length of through swing match up accordingly. So if I'm setting up to a putt and the putter is going to go back, as an example, 18 inches, then as I let that putter swing through, it's going to come forward 18 inches. Some of my players on tour, they actually use a ruler that they'll put on the ground. The ball's at 0, they'll swing it back a certain distance, and they swing through exactly the same distance, never any further. And to increase the length of those putts, what they're going to do is just make a longer backswing and a longer through swing, keeping the pressure and the force constant on the shaft. So I'm going to hit a short putt and a long putt doing this and show you the results. Little visual drill that I love to do with my tour players and my amateur golfers. Gives them a quick visual feedback on where they're aiming their putter relative to where they think they're aiming their putter is with a little laser. You can get it at Home Depot or Lowe's, and a mirror that with double-sided tape you can put onto the putter face. You can get it out of a makeup kit or go to Lowe's. They'll actually cut up little pieces of mirror for you. It's really inexpensive. And stick it on the putter face, some double-sided tape. And what we're going to do is have the laser shine back towards the golf ball. We're going to set the putter in, and because of where the mirror reflects the laser, we're actually going to be able to see exactly where my club face is pointing. So I've got a little aim board down here. It's measured off in inches left and right. So I know that from this distance to hit the edge of the hole is 1 degree to the right and 1 degree to the left. So it's a great little training aid for some people that have a tendency to aim too far right or aim too far left. Get a little mirror on your putter, a laser just behind the hole, preferably in front of something that, like a wall, somewhere you can see a visual representation of where that laser is pointing. And then hopefully from there, get yourself aimed up nice and straight at the hole and make a nice stroke.